speaking of games coming out, again, I wish I could say there's more to talk about, but really, there isn't. Everyone is keeping quiet about games coming out because E3 is coming out, and they don't want to spoil anything. For Nintendo, it's almost all Wii U focused. The only game that, there's a couple of Japanese games that are probably going to get brought to the West, but the only game coming out pretty much that Nintendo has really said anything on their websites about for the 3DS is this Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, and then there's just a bunch of indie games. And for Sony, same thing. There's just a bunch of indie games. Sony is not going to put AAA games on their device anymore. They're not really supporting it. To them, the Vita is dying, it doesn't have the sales, and they're not helping in any way, shape, or form by just releasing indie games. But that's all the news we have for games coming out almost through the rest of the year is just what's coming out on these devices. Indie games. Don't like it? Sorry. And that's not to say that there might be something amazing at E3. Nintendo's got to have some cool things coming in the works for their 3DS and their new 3DS for games coming out after E3. And they'll announce them all there, and then they'll be like, hey, we got 4 more games coming out that are major names other than the indie games coming out before the end of the year, plus possibly that giant Thanksgiving Christmas game. And Sony's probably going to be like, hey, we're just going to be releasing like an indie game once every couple of weeks on our device. Maybe a couple more. I mean, you still got Axiom Verge coming out this year, but other than these indie games, there just isn't much to talk about. And again, we come to the garbage heap. Yep, that's right. Smart devices. Games coming out. Well, there's like 30 games that have come out just in the course of this podcast. Are any of them good? No. And I try. I look, I watch videos, and there are games coming out for these devices. For Sony, for Nintendo, they just aren't worth talking about. For Sony, I know I'm backtracking. Sorry, as much as I want to get off this topic. There are games coming out before the end of this year for the Vita, but they aren't really noteworthy. And I want to talk about them more as they get closer to their actual release date. But, let's just think about the rest of the games really coming out this year, and this is super sad, but I will go through the list. And this is to the best of my knowledge. Some of these might be early 2016, but I thought, if I remember right, these are all still 2015 games. So we got Operation Abyss, Axiom Verge, and this is probably the best game of the entire list. Dragon Fin Soup, Shimi, To Leave, Persona 4, Dancing All Night. Yeah, if your heart is breaking, so is mine. Lego Jurassic World. Danganronpa, another episode. I'm kind of interested in this. If you know Colin Moriarty, he loves Danganronpa, and I want to keep an eye on this game, and I'll probably talk about it more as it gets closer to its release, but I think there might be something worth trying out in this game, or at least get me to try it out. And then we got Death Tales and Octodad Deadliest Catch. I'm sorry, Octodad, it's out on almost every other console, and I'm super sad that they have to port it to the Vita, but really, are we gonna keep kicking this can around? Because I guess everyone likes squids because of Splatoon or something, but man, I'm not looking forward to this game either. And on this list, I'm probably just gonna get Axiom Verge and look into Danganronpa, but that's about it. Nothing else on the Vita is interesting me, and that's super sad considering this is a portable gaming podcast. I'm sorry that I don't have the excitement right now to talk about all these games that are coming out on this system because there aren't any. Sorry if any of you guys, Nintendo, Sony, anyone's actually listening to me. Put out more games, I'll get more excited. Going back to that, smart device games. There's too many free to play and too many free to download games. Too many ads, and I'm sorry, it's just not worth it to play all these games out there. And if any of you have recommendations, please send me messages. I would love to find like one or two good games that might be coming out, or good games I can play, because I mean, I've played some tower defense games and I've played a bunch of those random smart device games, and I always have my phone. It's super convenient for me to play a game, but whenever I have the choice between playing a game on my phone or pulling out my 3DS or Vita, I always go back to the Vita and the 3DS. Yeah, it's just one more thing to carry around, but there's just so little good things coming out on smart devices, I just can't get super excited about it.